Jai Shriman Narayan.
Jai Shri Narayan.
Jai Shriman Narayan.
Jai Shri Narayan.
Jai Shriman Narayan.
Jai Shri Narayan.
I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Srimad Jagat Guru Sudarshan Acharya Ji Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to our Purva Acharyas. I pay my obeisances to our 12 Balbas. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi, and I pay my obeisances to Lord Sriman Narayan. I welcome all of you here physically at the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban, South Africa. I welcome those that's watching this discourse locally, nationally and internationally, and I welcome in advance those that's going to be watching this discourse when it is posted on YouTube and the various groups from around the world subsequently. I continue on my topic, the soul, but due to the inefficiency of my devotees this morning in setting up this media, I think I'm just going to go off tangent and show you how it is necessary to take spirituality as 100% and why you suffer. So I'll start with Prince. Prince, you were not here, you took initiation. Initiation means you need to follow the Guru 100%. When we started the service, you were not to be seen anywhere. Where were you? Yes, so even if the Supreme Lord phones you, even if God phones you, you will tell God that I am entering service and I can't talk to you. Even if Supreme Lord phones you, you enter service at the time of service. All those who have taken initiation in this system, and if you do not follow 100%, you're going to cry. You are going to cry. There's no other rule. What does absolute and supreme means? What it means?
Complete.
So you can't be incomplete. Then you're not going to synthesize with the complete. Then you're going to cry. And you'll be crying alone. I don't cry with you. I only laugh with you. When you cry, I'll leave you to cry on your own. So I started the service in 2013. When I was given this mission, my Guru was not alive. I didn't have anyone to babysit me. I didn't have any money. I didn't have any car. I didn't have anything when I was given this mission. Today this mission is one of the most interactive missions on this planet Earth. This ashram is the epicenter of interfaith on this planet Earth. Why? I did all this on my own. Why is it the epicenter of interfaith on this planet?
Started here.
No, I don't mess with God. I don't mess with God. And I don't mess with my Guru. And I have imbibed these principles. As a human being, you should have some principles. You see, the only satsang I went to in my life was in Westville, and a few in town. When I was in Westville, I was not on any executive seat. I was not on any executive position. I was a broom man. I swept the ashram. I cleaned the ashram. But I never let something happen what happened today. Although I was the broom man, I used my common sense and I covered all the gaps in the ashram. Yet I was on no body, I wasn't on an executive body, but there was no gaps that happened there that I did not cover. I made that place in Westville efficient. I did that without being asked, without being called. It is common sense to see things. See, Abir is not here today. I started 10 minutes late. But see how many of you are here. He said, he confirmed with Tiveshni. Tiveshni is not here. I can't allow satsang to be messed up. Satsang is not a game. It cannot be messed up. So next week Saturday, 1 o'clock, everyone must be here. Everyone must learn how to film. You know in which direction Vasan was filming me from Guruji? See that live? From the back. From the back. Because nobody knows. And how many people are here in this ashram that watch TikTok for 3-4 hours, that watch social media for hours and hours? How many? Almost everyone, isn't it? So bring the time here and learn. So if one person is not here, there are 10 of you all to do the job. You take walk around this ashram. If a tree is very big, did anyone think how the tree gets shaped? How this fence gets shaped? How are we working on the driveway? Or you just come on a Sunday and you're gone. Nobody questions me, hey Guru, what happened there and how it's there and how it's there. There's no ashram in the world where people don't come and work on. No ashram in it. There's not even a temple in the world. Go to any temple in South Africa, you'll see people come in after hours, they work. They come in weekends, they work. They see a tree, they take a clipper and they clip the tree. That is why I made this ashram. The reason I built this ashram was for you to come and get spiritualized by working on the ashram. You come late here and you go early. That is not how spirituality works. That is why some of you are still canoeing, trying to canoe from the end of suffering to the end of prosperity, because there are big holes in the canoe. And you're busy paddling on a Sunday. You come here to paddle on a Sunday, whilst the canoe will never ever move. You know, all of you have been in other institutions before. I must not tell you, that is why so many years have passed, but I'm saying this today, because it affected my timing in the satsang. When we say we have in satsang at 10:30, then God has left all what He is doing to attend the satsang at 10:30. And this chaos, you think God needs to see this chaos? That is why yours life is in the chaos. Whatever you give God, God gives you back. Tenfold. So you have to be disciplined within yourself. I must not teach you this thing. These things must come from within. If you see a piece of paper lying on the floor, don't wait for the Guru to pick it up. Pick it up. Use your common sense. I don't have, for how many years I'm saying this, I don't have a person in this satsang who looks from A to Z. Everyone is just in their own alphabets. There's nobody that in this satsang that looks from the beginning to the end. Everything we do, I have to phone, I have to ask, is this in place, is that in place, is that in place, is that in place? Nobody reports back to me and tell me, Guru, everything is 100%. I have to ask everyone. And this is happening for years and years and years. So look at where you are and look at where the ashram is. And the ashram, the only reason the ashram is where it is today is because I have worked principally and consistently for the past, from 2013 up until today. I've never missed a beat. So if you want to be where the ashram is in your personal capacity, then there's an example. The Guru has not missed a beat. You can't take this ashram. If you put this ashram second, then God will put you second. If you put the ashram first, God will put you first. That is how it works. I don't have to prove anything to you anymore, do I? Do I have to prove that this ashram works? So it's time that you take the ashram seriously. Because just now the world is going to steal the ashram and you'll be crying. And I said that. I said it 1,000 times. If you are not complying to what I'm telling you to comply, when there's a queue of 1,000 and you stand in at the back there, I'll never ever reach out to you. Forget it. I'll act like I can't see you, I'll be blind. I'll act like I can't see you and I don't know you. Because when you have the opportunity, if you're messing around, you may do so, I don't care. I get nothing for your suffering, neither do I get anything for your prosperity. What do I get as a Guru? What do I get as a Guru if you are suffering? What do I get as a Guru if you are prosperous? What do I get? You understand? So the ball is in your court. You have to take things seriously. Somebody needs to know what's happening. And somebody needs to plug all those gaps. Nobody told me to pick the broom in Westville. And Westville had, you all know the big trees in Westville. Have you seen the trees in Westville? Have you seen how big the trees are in Westville? Take a drive today when you finish here and drive around Westville and see the size of the trees. In our ashram that we were using there, it must have had about 10 big, huge trees. And every half an hour, when you finish rake, the leaves fall again. And I was a rake man with bin buckets. And a broom man, because we had a driveway and the leaves were littering the driveway. Nobody told me to do that. My entire stay in Westville, whenever I was there, I didn't sit in executive meetings. I sat in executive meetings with the broom and the bin bags. And this is why I'm seated here today. Because every other thing I notice, I know you all from a long time. You all are efficient. It's only when it comes to the satsang that I see inefficiency. I know you, all of you. So this is where the soul loses its accumulation of dirt that it has gathered for years and years and years and years. 155 trillion years have gone. And if you are still seated in front of me, that means you have accumulated dirt around your soul. If you didn't have accumulated dirt around your soul, you would have been in Vaikuntha. Whoever is here, it means you got accumulated dirt around your soul. And the only way to wash that dirt is through service. There's no other way. There's no other detergent. You can only wash that dirt as per Bhagavad Gita is through service and listening to the discourses of the Guru. If you are bored with the discourses of the Guru, your dirt will still be stuck there. The only detergent is the voice of the Guru washing your filth around your soul from the sound of the Guru. Everything is sound. Is everything not sound? From birth, everything is sound. How many of you feel exactly jubilant when you are having a bath? How many of you feel absolutely happy when you're bathing? That you can even start singing quietly. How many of you? Only Dana. Hey, the dirt is heavy. That dirt is heavy. Besides Dana, that dirt is heavy. I think not only Saturday, you need to spend 3 days at the ashram. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. When you're in water, you don't feel alive. Anywhere, in the swimming pool, in the bathroom, anywhere, don't you feel alive? The sound of water, what it does to you. The soul and water, what's the connection? Is there a connection? When you hear a waterfall, you don't feel good or without any explanation. Why you feel that? Where you first had water in this universe? When you had no care whilst you were in this universe. In the womb, is there not water in the womb? Aren't you immersed in liquid? Aren't you hearing that liquid sound? And that is why when you're in the bathroom, you can start singing. Wasn't you never sing in a bathroom? You don't have to have a particular language, but you feel good in the bathroom. When you are depressed, as soon as you enter a shower, what happens to you? How many percent of your depression is gone after you enter a bathroom and come out? What percentage of your depression is gone? So nobody is being depressed in this service. Anyway, you are all kings and queens here. Excuse my pun, Prince, but because in other services in Hinduism, people sit on the floor. Yeah, people sit on seats. You are kings and queens. Yes or no? Yeah. There's no hard labor in this satsang. Is there any hard labor? Hardest thing you have to do is open your ears for 1.5 hours and listen to me for 1 hour. That's the hardest in a week. How many hours in a week? Don't know. Don't care. Isn't? You know, God is the supreme mathematician. God is the supreme mathematician. And this universe works according to maths. This universe operates according to maths. Everything in this universe is mathematical equations. This universe only operates on maths. And that's how the human prosperity also works. If you put in 0%, what your equation will be? If you put in 0.111%, what your equation will be? Equation means it has to be equal on both sides. So don't come here and say the Guru doesn't work or this ashram don't work. only thing works is mathematics. God created this universe through mathematics. All mathematics is what makes this universe operate. This body you're wearing, you are so proud. Some people have to bath 3 times and 4 times a day. Anyone here bath so many times a day? Some people are very clean. Very, very too clean. But what is this body made of? Earth. And what is earth made of? What is earth made of? How many sewer? You're too filthy, you have to flush your toilet away. That same filth comes back to earth, comes and makes your body that you're busy washing with Lux soap. That same sewer, what the smell that you can't stand, comes back and makes this gross body, doesn't it? I'm talking to the very clean people. I'm talking to the very clean people because everything goes back to earth. Some of you got parts of an aeroplane. You know that in your skin, aeroplane, you leave it too long on earth, what happens to the metal? It becomes earth. Everything becomes earth. You are connected. Your body is connected to everything that's on this earth. Hitler's atoms ran through your body. Do you know that? Hitler's atoms has passed through every body. You don't believe me? You don't believe me? There's no one very clean, including myself. So we need to understand our existence. There's no superior and inferior. Atoms are atoms. Whether they come from feces, urine, flesh, water, an atom is a atom. All of you understand? So if you want those atoms that's inside you to vibrate positively, and that is what we all look for, positive vibration of atoms. And I've proven it to you. I sit here, discourse after discourse after discourse. I show you where this ashram is going. I tell you what I'm going to do, and I do it single-handedly. Don't I do it? Have I not reached everywhere I said I'm going to reach?
Yes.
Do I have 1,000 Swamis behind me? I do it myself. And the only reason I'm successful because I'm principled. I am spiritually principled. I am spiritually principled. I'm telling you this. My success as a guru is my spiritual principles. I take God absolutely serious. And that is why we have reached where we have reached. And that is why whatever I demand of God, I receive. As I said, when I started the interfaith in 2021, when I had my very first interfaith meeting in this ashram in 2021, What did I say? Those of you all that were here. Jessica.
We're going to reach international status.
Yes. In 2021, I said the ashram will become the epicenter of interfaith in the world. There is no other interfaith organization in the world that can interface with what we have. Neither in Africa nor in South Africa. Yet if you see everyone who's not talking interfaith today, everybody is talking interfaith today. In 2021 you heard anyone talking interfaith. Today every Tom, Dick and Harry is talking interfaith. Because we planted the seed and we blossomed it wherever we spread it. Is it good everyone is talking interfaith? Is it good that around the world we can now get interfaith functional? When you heard G20 interfaith, how great it sounded. How great it sounded. But do you know it's a vacuum? It's just a word. Prince, is the G20 interfaith functional or is just a vacuum that once a year people meet and call it the interfaith? It's a vacuum. People meet once a year and call it the G20 interfaith. Now everyone has gone to the countries. Where's the interfaith? Gone. So what do you think I did? I'm making Prince connect to all these people that meet once a year and go so that they can have life throughout the year. So we registered the Interfaith Dialogue of South Africa, IDOSA. Interfaith Dialogue of South Africa. That as a starter, which will be Interfaith Dialogue of Africa. When we reach Africa, again Prince lost the most important phone number. Then will be Interfaith Dialogue of the world. So I'm saying it here because I always do this. And then Prince go on YouTube and then he finds these things, then he's excited for a whole night, he can't sleep, and he tells me, hey, I found a reference, you said this 2 years ago. You understand? So we're going to be the Interfaith Dialogue of South Africa, Interfaith Dialogue of Africa, and Interfaith Dialogue of the world. Very soon, that is our mission. So I got no time here, Vasan. Vasan was sitting here, ready for satsang to happen with no cameras. And Vasan was my first camera. This ashram's first cameraman was Vasan. Yes, Vasan? I really give up. I said, I had to be the worst guru in the world. I had to be the worst guru in the world, Prince, because I only get blown head gasket cases that come here for repairs. Blown head gasket. Cracked blocks. Maybe one piston just making it up and down. One, that's what comes to me, unfortunately. That's my karma. Gurus also undergo karma. You can see how much I suffer. Prince, you said I suffered for 20 years. You need to count all these years too. He stopped at 2013 and he said when you started satsang, you suffered for 20 years before you started satsang. Now I want you to count these years and treble it. Because then I was just suffering on my own. Dana,
Yes, sir.
you seated next to Udal Singh's son, you know.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the service, my boy. And if you continue coming here, you're going to learn a whole lot of things that you can use in your life. And I believe it is your dad that sent you here. He was a very good friend of mine. A very, very good friend of mine. I was a constable at SAP Bria when your father became an officer. And he carried the best dockets in the world. I think CIA can learn from him how to make a docket. Your dad joined the police force from the insurance, I think. He came from another industry, Dana, and his dockets were so thick.
Very neat.
Neat, his evidence was the best, and all his cases was a conviction. And I learned a lot from him. And your dad also learned from me because he never ever worked in the charge office. And if you never worked in a charge office and you're an officer, and if you came to inspect a station, what will happen to you, my boy? Yeah, he came to inspect my station, but he doesn't know. So I should write the station inspector, SAP 14. I should write all the inspections and I should make him sign. And he had a beautiful signature. I love his surname. Best surname in the world. What was his surname? Okay, thank you. Right? You Singh, Udal Singh. Best surname in the world. I like the flourish in how he wrote the surname. Unfortunately, I had to leave the surname. I have another surname now. Alright, and I'm busy signing documents, so I don't know whether to write A.S. Ramanuj or write the whole thing, Acharya Sham Ramanuj. Alright, so I'm practicing, Prince. Sometimes if you see on some documents one surname and another document another surname, I'm just getting used. But when I was signing in the police force, it was just two S's. One S superimposed onto another S and a long line. And we had a rubber stamp with our force number. So we just put the stamp over and that was the signature. So I hope you come every Sunday. Whatever you need in life is here. Whatever you need in life is here. Your dad taught me efficiency, very neat man, very tidy man, very efficient man. I learned a lot from him. And then I told you, I just taught him how to write station inspector in the OB. We had a good relationship for many years. And one of my mom's brothers, he was a cabinet maker. He did your kitchen units those years ago. That was my mama. So we got a connection. Even my mama is late now. And I hope you come to service regularly. You can take my details from Sherwin. You know Sherwin well? Yeah. If you come this way and you don't know Sherwin, something is wrong with you. Alright? That means you're not from this district for a long time. Alright? Everyone knows Sherwin. So I want to get back and I want to explain again. Don't take the system as a joke, because I've proven this system to you. There are millions of systems happening as I am speaking here. In some temple, somebody is cutting a lime on somebody's head, yes?
Yes.
In another temple, somebody is cutting a rooster on your head, yes?
Yes.
But they have not proven themselves. I have proven myself. I have proven this ashram spiritual potency around the world. Imagine what your thinking capacity must be after I've proven myself and you still can't see it. Where you must be in terms of common sense. How far away in this universe you must be after I've given you the proof in the pudding. All of you understand? So, we want to talk again. What is this interfaith dialogue of South Africa going to do that is going to be different? Have you all heard of General Kwazini, is it? Konazi, a policeman. You heard of General Konazi? What's happening to him currently? Why is he being persecuted? Because his investigations led to some politicians that he has to investigate. Yes or no?
Yes.
Are you all abreast of the news?
Yes.
So from 2011, this man came into the news as a straight policeman. Yes or no?
Yes.
And they blocking him from 2011, from President Zuma's administration. They started blocking him because he was going after the big fish. And Dana, and you as a policeman, will you go after the sharks or the sardines? It's natural to go after the sharks. But most policemen go after the sardines because they've been paid by the sharks. Yes? Then you have to be a real policeman to go for the sharks. So I spent 9 years in Bria, and there were many sharks. There were many sharks. At that point in time, sharks always sell drugs. Somewhere along the line, sharks make their money from selling drugs. And at that point in time, the drugs was mandrax. Cocaine was not there in my time. Drug was mandrax. So this is what I used to do. If I caught you with 100 mandrax, not only me, myself and Faisal Rajak. You know Rajak Maglu? Huh? No, dog unit. Dog unit, yeah. Rajak from dog unit and myself, we were constables. And in Wills Road, there was a drug den and Martin ran the gangster. The TDKs and the gangster and the Dashins, and in the back was a big house, huge tree with a mandrax deer. So forgive me for saying this, but if I caught you with Dhaka, I bought a small bottle of Coke, cold drink Coke, and I made you sit there and I made you eat the drug. Eat, sip, swallow. Eat, sip, swallow. Eat, sip, swallow. And if we caught you with mandrax, again, it's a very crude scene, but you needed real policemen. And Rajak enjoyed this. He made the merchant prop the mandrax, even if it was 100 or 200. And Rajak enjoyed watching the. That was his department. That was, and after having a good meal of drugs, we gave you perfume. We had black cans of perfume called tear gas. And then we wet you. It was cruel to the drug dealer, but we saved thousands of children. We saved thousands of children. In my area, no gangsters, no drug dealers. The generations were operating from Beater Street. We gave them such a hiding order, we hit them every time we saw them, that they finished off in Newlands East, and they took their nonsense with them. And we were young, 23, 24. We were young, 23, 24, 25. Prince is wondering why this is not in my biography. Prince? So, there is no excuse. Who is the greatest, the biggest partner of the drug dealer? Who? No. Addicts are customers. The biggest partner in drug dealing is the South African Police Services. They collect their shares from these drug dealers the whole day. Go park by a drug den and see every shift of policemen are going to these dens. South African Police Services are the biggest shareholders in this drug syndicate in this country. How far from Sydenham Police Station you think is the nearest drug den? Where?
Across the road.
Across the road. You think policemen trained for 6 months can't see a drug den across the road, an entire police station. Entire police station can't see a drug den across the road. You can change the race of the station commander. Am I right? They had a white station commander, drug den still operating. Indian station commander, drug den still operating. Black station commander, drug den still operating. Who's the biggest shareholder in drugs? South African Police Services. Not everyone, but like the ANC, the cancer is so big that you cannot stop it. You cannot stop it. The very people we pay our taxes to stop crime, because from a drug addict buying drugs, how many crimes he commits? See, last week I told you I thought there was a snake outside my window. They stole the copper pipe. I thought it was a big black mamba going up and down, up and down, up and down. Alright? They came back 2 days ago and they stole the other part of the power. Can you see why the interfaith dialogue of South Africa is necessary? Because we need to protect that general. Nobody is talking beside me. Tell me who is talking about protecting that general. Huh?
Okay.
Who is talking about really protecting that general? Not a political. MK is saying that, EFF is saying that, I heard Julius Malema also saying he want to protect, but that's for political points. We want a proper, unbiased protection against that general. It is only the interfaith that can be taken seriously in protecting that general. Do you understand? That same interfaith in Ward 23, this is Ward 23. We can go to the station commander and take the whole police station across the road. The whole police station across the road. How do you holistically solve bribery? Why are these policemen stooping so low that the drug dealers have become their bosses? What is the motivation? When last did they get a good increase? If you want to be protected 24/7 in this country, how much must your protectors be paid? Eh? If they are getting paid a good, healthy salary, you think any drug dealer can buy them? So you look for the symptom and you also look for the cause. And this is why we have registered this interfaith, because this interfaith is not only going to make you pray, this interfaith is going to clean up this country. This interfaith is going to clean up this country. With this interfaith, we're going to have analysts. We are going to have analysts going to be involved in this interfaith. We're going to have political analysts. We're going to have crime analysts. We're going to have professors. We're going to have people with their PhDs. And with this program, we're going to tell, when we go to Sydenham, we're not going to ask them, we are going to tell them. When we go to Parliament, we're not going to ask them, we're going to tell them. When we go to the municipality, we're not going to ask them, we're going to. Why can we tell them? Because in every capacity we are more intelligent than them. Who tells you? You tell your professor or your professor tells you? You understand? So we are going to clean up this country. Prince, you can use this discourse as a reference 2-3 years time when everything has been sorted. But we are going to clean up this country. Is it difficult to clean this country up from drugs? How? Why is it not difficult? Have you got evidence, tangible evidence, that it is not difficult to clean up drugs in this country? Yes. If a stupid virus a stupid virus called COVID-19 put this country in lockdown. You think we can't put this country in a lockdown to clean up the drugs? How much money is drugs claiming from this country? Drug and alcohol abuse, how much is it claiming from this country? And you want to raise the VAT by 2%. You understand? We can clean this country district at a time, or we can start ward at a time. I'm giving you logical solutions, Prince. Logical solution, ward at a time, district at a time, province at a time, and the whole country will be clean. What's so difficult about it? This is why we need 9 generals like this general. We need all the other 8 generals. We need to go to those provinces, friends, have a meeting with them and ask them to step up and come on the same platform as this general. He's clean, he's neat, he's tidy. I've heard him speak. He's educated. If we don't help him, they're going to destroy him. Yes or no?
Yes.
Like how they destroyed Zuma. They're going to destroy this man. Because this is the power that they have for destruction. Because you catch the most corrupt politician. Can you get an investigator from Sydenham? I'm using Sydenham hypothetically because I live in that area and my brother is a former policeman from Sydenham. Can a detective, we give a detective the case from Sydenham to investigate all the drug lords? Will he be able to do a good and efficient job?
Perfect.
Because this whole system is contaminated. Do you understand? So we need to sit as the interfaith. We need to sit with prosecutors. We need to sit with lawmakers. We need to sit with every institution in this country. And we need to find the solution. I already have the solution. Solution is there. We just need to work together. So if a policeman gets paid a professional salary, policeman, a lecturer gets the same salary, if a policeman gets this same white monopoly, if a policeman gets a card from Checkers, Pick and Pay, the garages, if your appointment certificate, now they got the QR coding. I know some rogue policemen will still find a way to, but I'm saying, if you give policemen incentives, policemen, prison authorities, traffic officers, if you give them incentives, you get a house, state will pay so many %. If you get sick, 90% of your medical aid is covered. If you go to liquor stores, you only pay 10%. Sorry, strike that out. If you go to Checkers, you get a 15% discount on certain items. If you give policemen all these incentives, is there any need for them to accept a bribe?
No.
So don't you think we as interfaith should meet personally with the policemen? We have to clean the same policemen. It will be difficult to replace them, but we can clean them and motivate them. I've seen policemen when I left the police force, they are still in the same rank. And I left in 1990. This demotivation makes them accept bribery and corruption. So there's a lot of work to do, and this ashram is going to be in the forefront of the work to be done Because we've been talking about this and nobody has taken the baton. Have we been discussing this for years?
Yes.
Is every analyst talking about this? Yes, people have been talking. But it's called NATO. You all know what NATO means? No action, talk only. So this ashram is not NATO, it is a Sri Narayan Dham. After a discourse of this nature, we go out and we do the work. So the interfaith dialogue of South Africa is going to comprise of interfaith leaders, of academia, and of lawyers. We need lawyers. Don't we need lawyers? For anything you do, we need to do it legally. So we started, we need 400 rand to pay CI. Who prints? Who you need 400 rand to pay? CI? CIPC. So that we reserve the name is reserved, we got a number, and as soon as we get our 400 rand will become illegal. We've already started a draft constitution and we sent it to the relevant role players. But we want to do this properly. So for every, in the interfaith, for every religion, we must have a male and a female. We must have if there's a Christian, if there's a pastor in Christianity, we need a female pastor. Well, obviously Jessica is going to represent us. When I go in, then Jessica will represent the ashram. So we have a male and female, because the problem in our country is we talk of gender equality, but nobody is enforcing it, and we should enforce it right at this level. So if you have a female attorney, we will need a male attorney. If you have a female analyst, we'll need a male analyst. This organization that we are forming have to be perfect from the top. Okay, so we got, there is an interest, Prince. Wherever we send this, there is a great interest to put this together. People are waiting for me, but I was waiting for this discourse because I want to hand it over to God first. So today we hand in the interfaith dialogue of South Africa. We are handing it to God and we are asking God to spiritualize it so that we can move forward. Okay? So remember, it was kick-started at the Sri Narayan Dham, but it doesn't matter. We can't own it. We can't own it. We need to launch it. Once it's launched, and even if we are not involved, it doesn't matter because the spacecraft has taken off already. So these are the things we'll be doing. We'll be visiting police stations, we'll be visiting prosecutors. We're going to have a meeting with the NPA, Shamila Batoy. We're going for the jugular. And when you go for the jugular, you have to go for the heads. Okay, I'm not going to Durban Magistrate Court, Vasan, and fight with one small prosecutor there. Because that's going to be the toe. I don't want to go and tickle the toe. Nothing will happen. Somebody tickles your toe, what happens? You just brush it aside. I'm going for the jugular of all these organizations. We're going to see the Commissioner of Police, we're going to see the Minister of Police, we're going to see the head of the NPA, and eventually we're going to see Alapal. Okay, that's why we became apolitical. So we can go and see all of these people. And you think it will make a difference? Yes, we already started. Did we not start? In 2021, I said we are going to spiritualize the consciousness of the South African political system. We said it, we spiritualized it, we brought the ANC down. I even gave you what percent we're going to bring the ANC down. It's their prince. We said we will bring them down to 40%. Did we bring them down to 40%? Yeah. At that time, MK wasn't even formed. Alright? So we're going to do these things. We are serious about what we need to do. The Om Swa Gurus can carry on lesson. We have to change the world. Okay? And I'm having a very, very good relationship with the real interfaith in Christianity, in Islam, in Rastafarian, in the Baha'i faith. All these religious, God made us all of the same mindset. You'll be shocked that I went to the G20, and people are calling me twin brother from different religion. Why are they calling me twin? Yeah, the apostle is calling me his twin, and the Rastafarian is calling me his twin. Alright? Don't think you get anything from the Rastafarian. Don't join us. Okay? That's their religion. That is their religion. Did I miss out anything, Prince? Okay, Prince said no, very fast. He wants his discourse to be over quick and fast. He doesn't, he knows this guru can go round 2, round 3, round 4. So he wants it completed fast. Okay, so I'm serious about next week, or you can do it today. I don't want to have this mishap about the camera and people not knowing what to do if one person doesn't come. Do you all agree with me? How ridiculous it looks. We're leading the world in so many facets, but I don't even have people to put up my own cameras. How does it look? Jai Shri Manara.
Yes.